In this video, I'll take you on a journey into the Ozarks of northern Arkansas. When I was planning my Arkansas chapter, I wanted to create an illustration that captured the heart of the state. Arkansas has many important places and stories, but kept coming back to one of its greatest natural treasures, the Ozarks. Stretching across northern Arkansas, the Ozarks are known for their rugged mountains, dense forests, rocky bluffs, clear streams, and countless opportunities to explore the outdoors. It's a landscape that invites you to slow down, breathe in the fresh air, and simply enjoy nature. Rather than creating a page centered around a single landmark or attraction, I wanted this illustration to tell the story of a family making memories together in one of America's most beautiful regions. Throughout my book, you'll see the Ashbury family appear in different states as they travel across the country. They're my recurring travelers, allowing readers to experience the United States through the eyes of one family. In this scene, they finished a day of hiking through the Ozarks and have settled into camp for the evening. Dinner is cooking over hot coals in a Dutch oven, and a campfire is crackling. Marshmallows are ready to be roasted, and everyone is beginning to relax after a day of adventure. One of the things I enjoy most about illustrating this family is that every member contributes something different to the scene. Nobody is simply standing still for a picture. They're living in the moment, each enjoying the campsite in their own way. So let's take a closer look at the Ashbury family, explore the beautiful Ozarks, and talk about the many little details that help to bring this camping scene to life. Let's begin with Mark, the father of the Ashbury family. Whenever the family goes camping, Mark naturally takes on the role of camp cook. While everyone else begins winding down after a day of hiking, he's focused on preparing dinner over a Dutch oven. Camping has become something of a tradition for him, and over the years, he's learned how to cook hearty meals using nothing more than hot coals and a cast iron. Tonight, he's making one of the family's favorites, a comforting potato dish loaded with bacon and cheese. It's the kind of meal that's simple, filling, and perfect. After spending hours exploring mountain trails. When I designed Mark, I wanted him to have what I feel like called dad energy. He's dependable, practical, and happiest when he's taking care of the people around him. He's not someone who seeks the spotlight. Instead, he quietly makes sure everyone has what they need, whether that's pitching the tent, gathering firewood, checking the campsite, or making sure dinner is ready before the sun goes down. His clothing reflects that personality. The green flannel overshirt, gray t-shirt, sturdy jeans, hiking boots, and leather work gloves aren't flashy. They're functional. Everything he wears suggests he prepared to get his hands dirty. I also posed him in a crouched position beside the Dutch oven because it feels natural. He's not standing around waiting for dinner to cook. He's actively tending the coals, checking the food, and making small adjustments to ensure everything turns out just right. One detail I especially like is that the Dutch oven isn't sitting directly over the flames. Instead, it's resting on a bed of glowing coals. That's a traditional way of cooking with cast iron outdoors and adds a little authenticity to the scene. To me, Mark represents the quiet strength that often holds a family together. He's calm, capable, and he enjoys creating moments where everyone can gather around a campfire, share a meal, and simply enjoy being together. Even though he doesn't say much in this illustration, I hope that that his actions tell readers exactly who he is. Now let's spend a few minutes talking about Melissa, the heart of the Ashbury family. Every family has someone whose presence naturally brings a sense of place. And for the Ashburys, that's Melissa. While Mark is tending dinner over the Dutch oven, Melissa is enjoying one of the quietest moments of the day. She's seated beside the campfire with a blue enamel mug of tea, simply taking the beauty of the Ozarks. One detail that I really enjoyed adding to this illustration is her tea. Rather than bringing a box of tea bags from home, I imagined Melissa recognizing a patch of edible wild plants during one of the family hikes. Because she's taken the time to learn about local flora, she confidently gathers what she knows is safe and later brews it over the campfire. It's a small detail, but I think it reflects her appreciation for nature and her desire to experience the outdoors in a thoughtful way. Her clothing helps tell the story of the evening. She's wearing a cream cable knit cardigan over a burgundy shirt, along with scarf, jeans, and hiking boots. Earlier in the day, the family have been hiking through the Ozarks, but now that the sun's beginning to set, the air has cooled enough for everyone to put on their warmer layers. I wanted the outfit to look comfortable, practical, and timeless, something that feels just as appropriate around the campfire today as it would years from now. Melissa is the emotional anchor of the family. Even while she's relaxing, she's quietly paying attention to what's happening around her. She's close enough to chat with Elena while she carefully roasts a marshmallow. She's smiling at Molly while she happily wanders around with her teddy, and she knows that if Elliot excitedly comes over to show something he found in the woods, she'll be one of the first to encourage his curiosity. One thing I love about camping is that it naturally slows life down. There aren't constant notifications or busy schedules demanding your attention. Instead, families gather around the fire, share a meal, tell stories, and simply enjoy being together. Melissa represents that slower pace. She doesn't need to be busy every second to enjoy herself. Sometimes, the best part of camping is simply sitting quietly with a warm drink, listening to the wind move through the trees, and watching the fire dance in front of you. To me, Melissa reminds us that some of our happiest memories aren't always made in the biggest adventures. Sometimes they're created in peaceful moments between them. When everyone is together, the day is coming to an end, and there's nowhere else you'd rather be. Next, let's talk about the oldest daughter of the Ashbury family. Elena is 14 years old, and one of the things I wanted to capture with her is that she's reached the age where she's beginning to develop her own interests and personality while still enjoying family adventures. Throughout this road trip across the United States, she becomes the family's photographer. So she enjoys taking pictures of beautiful landscapes, interesting wildlife, and all of the little moments that made each stop along the journey memorable. Earlier in the day, Elena and her younger brother Elliot spent hours exploring the Ozarks together. I imagine the two of them hiking along forest trails, crossing little streams, climbing over rocks, and taking in everything the mountains have to offer. By the time evening arrives, she's ready to relax. That's why her outfit is different from what someone might expect from hiking. She's changed into an oversized baby blue hoodie, white pajama pants with pink and purple polka dots, pink leg warmers, her hiking her hiking boots. To me, that outfit tells a story all by itself. It says, I've already spent the days outdoors. Now I just want to be comfortable while we sit around the campfire. One thing I like about Elena is that she doesn't always need to be the center of attention. She's thoughtful and observant, while Elliot is often running towards whatever catches his eye. Elena is the one that notices the little details, the way the evening sunlight filters through the trees, the reflections on the quiet stream, or the colors of the sky as the sun begins to set. Those are the moments she enjoys photographing. In this illustration, she's sitting beside her mom, patiently roasting a marshmallow over the fire. I wanted to show that she's in no hurry. Anyone who's roasted marshmallows knows that there are different approaches. Some people hold them right in the flames and end up with a burnt marshmallow in seconds. Elena is the opposite. She slowly turns hers over the glowing heat, trying to get that perfect golden brown color all the way around. I also like placing her next to Melissa because it hints at their relationship. They're comfortable just sitting together. They don't have to be talking constantly to enjoy each other's company. Sometimes the nicest moments are simply sharing the warmth of a campfire after a full day of adventure. As the oldest child, Elena's beginning to take on a little more responsibility, especially with Molly. She's old enough to help when needed, but she's still very much a teenager who enjoys making memories with her family. Whether she's hiking through the woods with Elliot, taking photographs of the Ozarks, or quietly toasting a marshmallow as the evening settles in, I hope she comes across as someone who appreciates the beauty of the places they're exploring. Next, let's take a look at Elliot, the middle child of the Ashbury family. Elliot is 10 years old, and if there's one word I use to describe him, it's curious. He's the kind of kid who always wants to know what's over the next hill, what's hiding under the next rock, or what interesting creature he might discover on the trail. While Elena is taking in the beautiful scenery of the Ozarks earlier that day, Elliot was searching for wildlife and asking questions about everything he found. In this illustration, he crouched down completely fascinated by a little lizard he spotted near the campsite. I like moments like this because they remind us that children often just find as much excitement in the small things as they do in the big ones. To an adult, it might be just a tiny reptile basking on a rock. To Elliot, it's the most interesting thing he's seen all afternoon. His his outfit reflects his that adventurous personality. He's wearing a red flannel overshirt, a gray t-shirt, khaki shorts, hiking boots, and tall socks. It's practical clothing for a boy who's been climbing over rocks, walking through the woods, and getting a little dirty along the way. I don't want him looking perfectly neat. He's been outside all day, and that's exactly how he likes it. One thing I enjoy about Elliot is that he's always learning without realizing he's learning. Camping gives him an opportunity to experience nature firsthand. Instead of only reading about wildlife in a book, he gets to observe animals in their natural habitat. He notices tracks on the trail, listens to birds calling through the trees, and becomes excited whenever he discovers something new. I also imagine Elliot asking lots of questions throughout the trip. What kind of lizard is this? Do they climb trees? What do they eat? He's naturally inquisitive, and his parents encourage that curiosity by helping him learn about the world around him. Even though he's adventurous and he's also respectful of nature, he isn't chasing the lizard or trying to scare it. He's simply observing it with genuine interest. I wanted the small detail to show that curiosity and appreciation can go hand in hand. To me, Elliot represents the excitement of that childhood exploration. Every trail is a new adventure, every rock might hide something new, and every camping trip becomes an opportunity to discover something he's never seen before. I think that sense of wonder fits perfectly in a place like the Ozarks, where there's always something fascinating waiting to be found. Last but certainly not least, let's talk about Molly. Molly is the youngest member of the Ashbury family. She's 4 years old, and I wanted to capture the joy and innocence that little children bring to a family adventure. One of my favorite things about designing Molly was her outfit. By this point in the evening, she's already changed into her pajamas. She's wearing a zip up sleep onesie covered with little horses and a oversized purple hoodie to keep warm and a pair of chunky hiking boots. I thought it would be cute if she insisted on keeping her boots on, even though she's already dressed for bed. In her mind, uh, they're part of being a camper, and she doesn't want to take them off just yet. Of course, she's also carrying her teddy bear. Whenever Molly goes, her teddy goes too. Whether she's walking around the campsite, sitting beside the fire, or getting ready for bed, it's never very far from her side. That little detail helps us remind us that, despite being on one big adventure across America, she's still just a 4-year-old little girl. One thing I established about Molly is that she's the baby of the family, and everyone knows it. She tends to get away with more than her older brother and sister, although Mark and Melissa are still quick to step in whenever safety is involved. It's easy to imagine everyone smiling when Molly says or does something adorable because she has a way of bringing laughter to the campsite without even trying. She's also at that wonderful age where almost everything feels exciting. She doesn't need a major attraction or a famous landmark to have fun. A teddy bear, a campfire, and a marshmallow are enough to make it one of the best evenings ever. While everyone else is winding down after a day of hiking, Molly is happily watching Elliot uh, admire a lizard. There's also a little family story behind camping. One night on an earlier trip, Molly reached into her sleeping bag and discovered an earwig inside. It startled her so badly that she screamed, and ever since then, checking sleeping bags before bedtime has become part of the Ashbury's camping routine. It's one of those funny family memories that probably gets brought up around the future campfires, even if Molly isn't quite ready to laugh about it. I think Molly adds special warmth to the illustration. She's a reminder that family trips aren't only about seeing beautiful places, they're about creating memories together. Years from now, she probably won't remember every trail they hiked or every overlook they visited, but she'll remember roasting marshmallows with her family, cuddling with her teddy bear by the fire, and falling asleep in a tent surrounded by the quiet sound of the Ozarks. Those are kind those are the kinds of childhood memories that stay with you. and I wanted Molly to represent that and that feeling throughout the scene. Now that we met each member of the Ashbury family, let's take a step back and appreciate the setting itself. The Ozarks are one of the most recognizable natural regions in the central United States. While they stretch into several states, northern Arkansas is home to some of the most rugged and scenic landscapes in the region. Forested mountains, rocky hillsides, winding streams, and miles of hiking trails that makes it a place that encourages people to slow down and spend time outdoors. When I began this illustration, I knew I didn't want a landscape to feel like the backdrop. I wanted it to feel like a destination. The campsite is nestled beneath the trees, surrounded by nature on every side. Rather than overlooking a dramatic cliff or mountain peak, I chose a quiet clearing that feels lived in and welcoming. It's the kind of place where you could imagine spending several days without ever feeling rushed. One of my favorite parts of camping is that the campsite gradually becomes its own little home. Once the tent is set up and the fire is going, there's a comforting feeling that settles in. The sounds of everyday life are replaced by birds in the trees, the crackling of a campfire, and the occasional breeze moving through the leaves overhead. I also wanted the campsite to feel organized without looking overly perfect. The fire ring naturally becomes the center of everything. Around it are camp chairs where the family can gather, the Dutch oven cooking over glowing coals, and a tent waiting at the end for everyone to go to bed. Uh, Everything has its place, but nothing feels staged. It looks like a family has camped together enough times to find a rhythm that works for them. As the sun begins to set, the colors of the Ozarks begin to change. During the afternoon, the forests are a bright green, but in the evening, they're all washed with warm oranges and golden light. I tried to capture that peaceful transition from day to night. It's one of those moments that often passes quickly in real life, but when you're camping, you'll notice it. You watch the light fade, hear the hear the forest become quieter, and realize another day of the adventure has come to an end. I wanted the landscape to tell readers why people return to the Ozarks year after year. It's easy to understand once you're surrounded by trees. There isn't a need for constant entertainment or busy schedules. The scenery does the work. Whether you're hiking, fishing, photographing wildlife, or just sitting around a campfire, the outdoors naturally encourage you to slow down and enjoy where you are. For me, that's what the illustration is really about. It's not only about Arkansas, it's about the experience of camping. It's also stepping away from everyday routines, spending time with people you care about, and appreciating places that remain beautiful for millennia. As I finished this illustration, I realized that it become my favorite family scenes in the book. The Ozarks offered a perfect setting to tell a story that feels timeless. Long after roads change, businesses come and go, and trends fade, families will still gather around campfires, hike through forests, and create memories in places like this. That's one of the reasons I chose this direction for Arkansas. I want readers to remember the feeling of the state as much as its geography. When someone turns the page years from now, I hope they don't just see a campsite. I hope they remember the quiet of the forest, the warmth of the fire, and the joy of spending an evening together outdoors. One of the goals in this book has always been to celebrate not only the places that make America unique, but also the experiences that bring people together. Sometimes those experiences happen in famous cities or at well known landmarks. Other times, they happen in a simple clearing in the woods, surrounded by towering trees and the sound of nature. Thank you for joining me on this stop in northern Arkansas, and I hope you enjoyed spending an evening with the Ashbury family in the Ozarks, and I look forward to taking you on the next destination as we continue our journey across the United States together.